Alright, let's see. Is this going to capture me? Alright, you guys. I'm Joe Kidd. I'm the admin of the Fort Bragg Wellness page and kind of generally always kind of concerned about stuff Fort Bragg related. And recently I made a post. In fact, probably a couple months ago I made a post that I couldn't get in contact with any of the 3 propane providers. I have 3 accounts in town with various propane providers because I'm a customer that owns my own tank. And then more recently, about a week ago, thought, my tank's getting pretty low. I'm shaking it. Thought, I got to go through this again. Blew my whole morning because you can't get a hold of anybody. And if you can, there's either excessive delivery or account charges, or the rate is excessively high. But one of them in particular, this is funny because I made this post on maybe the Fort Bragg Wellness page like just over a week ago. And my accounts happen to be with Feral Gas, AmeriGas, and ER Energy, which is now Thompson Gas. And I'm sure, well, I got some feedback from a neighbor up the road who gets, I believe, AmeriGas. And one of the drivers, who I'm not going to mention, I know him, I consider the guy a friend, kind of gave my client the stink eye when he says, oh yeah, last time I was here filling up your tank, Joe was doing some electrical work for you. He goes, yeah. The driver said, yeah, that guy has a lot to say. Well, my client, being a guy in his 70s, says, well, Joe's a young guy. He should have a lot to say. And the driver kind of gave him the stink eye and didn't say a word after that. That's, at least for my neighbor, how it went down. So apparently, maybe some of these comments I put online about our local propane dealers may, I don't know. Maybe somebody's getting butthurt about them. I don't care. I need a decent rate with a delivery that's not overpriced, without excessive, like if somebody has to go, Joe Wagner, blah, 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 enter in, my phone number and contact information to start an account, that shouldn't cost $45. It shouldn't cost $75. Those are 2 quotes I got for starting new accounts with 2 of the propane providers north of town. But after that last post, it was amazing because I tried calling every local phone number for propane providers. And one of them, this is the funniest one that caught me, is I was on hold, and even if you call the local 964, 961, whatever prefix, it puts you into like the 1-800 number phone tree, and you're like, great, how long are you going to be there? One of them said, your expected hold time is 84 minutes. And I went, who's got 84 minutes? 84 minutes of your cellular minutes? I mean, if you have unlimited minutes, but I don't have unlimited life. 84 minutes hold time? AmeriGas sent this. This came in my mailbox today. It's a little 1-pager, probably the cheapest mailer you could probably ever get. And this is an important message from our CEO. And I'm not trying to just call out AmeriGas particularly, because Feral Gas didn't answer my phone. Their office downtown is closed. I can't get in contact. I see their trucks going up and down the road almost every other day. They're all over the place. They're doing deliveries and doing service calls, but how do you talk to them? I don't know. But in this case, because AmeriGas chose to mail me something, I'm going to make this video. It says, this holiday season, we are grateful for our customers who have counted on AmeriGas to get the most reliable propane provider in the nation for the past 60 years. Blah, blah, blah. That said, we know in certain pockets of the country, some customers are experiencing order delays, missed delivery windows, and long wait times when they try to call us. So, this is funny, because I went to the AmeriGas shop. There's, I won't say what kind of car, but there's a car out back and one on the side, and the lights are on. Somebody's in the office, but you can't talk to them by calling the 964 number. It doesn't ring. I can't call the girl, or I mean, at one point it was a guy down there, but it's almost always a female. I can't call and say, hi, I have a customer-owned tank. What's my rate these days? And are there any delivery charges so I can shop my price? No. So I don't know what, I mean, the person downtown must be doing billing, or is that handled nationally? I don't really get it, but they have some bullet points here. says here, please know that we've been taking immediate actions for these customers, prioritizing the critical need to answer calls and reduce delivery delays. Then there's some bullet points that say, we will soon have doubled staff members in our customer engagement centers to better answer your calls. Does that mean my wait time for 84 minutes will now be 54 minutes? I mean, what, so? How about ringing into a local office? The employee is sitting in the local office. How about I don't go to a national phone tree? We've expanded our customer service hours to now include Saturdays from 8 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. 8 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. Well, I guess AmeriGas is multi-state, but they're mailing this to me and I'm on the Pacific Coast. You'd think it's PST instead of EST, which means if I try to call at 5 Eastern Standard Time, I'm probably missing the window because I'm 5 Pacific Time. And what's the big deal? I mean, if you add Saturdays, who cares? You want me to be on hold for 84 minutes on Saturday too? Let's see. In areas needing additional delivery support, we've expanded services an extra day, 6 days a week, and added 2 extra hours to each day from 8 to 10 hours. That means you might see a propane truck maybe up to like 7 o'clock in the evening delivering in the dark during winter hours. I don't know. The feedback I got on the Fort Bragg Wellness pages is not so much. Now, I did see somebody said it took a week and a half for like Thompson Gas to deliver. And they were like, God, it took them forever to deliver. Well, if your tank's not empty, it's not really the end of the world. If you're like myself and you own your tank and you're shopping for a rate, you typically call before your tank's empty. So it's not really the end of the world if it takes them a week to come out because they have a route, they have, stuff to do. But why would you want them working 10-hour days? They're going to add that to the rates now because anybody working over 8 after 5 days has time and a half or overtime. Stupid camera. Am I still recording? Oh yeah. All right. Just making sure this rant gets documented. Let's see, what else do we have here? Our incredibly dedicated team of delivery drivers and service representatives have been volunteering to relocate to areas that need additional local resources. Our national footprint allows us to help them make these adjustments more effectively. So employees are moving around and they're allowing employees to move around. Again, the lights are on in the downtown AmeriGas office. Maybe they're too lazy to certify with the county, put up a sign that says you have to have masks for COVID and stay 6 feet away like every other store and gas station on the Mendocino coast. But how about they move a couple people to Fort Bragg? Nah, see, there's still somebody in the office. How about the 964 AmeriGas number rings through so I can get a price for my local office? That's all I'm asking. So this piece of paper is the worst bunch of fluff. We wish we could fix these service issues overnight. In reality, it will take some time to fully correct, but with these actions, we are beginning to see improvement. This is the biggest puff piece ever. Who the fuck is Hugh Gallagher? Oh, Hugh Gallagher is the CEO of AmeriGas. So, we've had AmeriGas for a long time here. It's not like in 2021, did all the drivers quit? Their trucks are still servicing the same area. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we have Feral Gas, AmeriGas, Thompson Gas, ER Energy, Suburban Propane, and Chem Gas. And that's right off the top of my head, there's 5 propane delivery services. There might even be more. Heck, maybe Redwood Oil's coming over the hill and doing propane for all I know. But there's 5 that I know that have been here a long time. Did something change where all of a sudden they need double community service or something? Because I still don't get this. No matter what the hold times are, whatever this is, as long as there is a person in the office downtown who doesn't answer the phone, what good is AmeriGas right now? I can't get a rate. And I'm not going to sign on for a rate from a really excessively high seller. Most recently, on the Fort Bragg Wellness page, I was quoted by Thompson Gas, ER Energy, $3.91 a gallon. Downtown it's like $2.65 at the Red Rhino. And the $2.65 at Red Rhino, that's a tank that is catered to by Feral Gas. They fill the ER Energy tank. But I can't get a rate from Feral Gas. I can't get a rate along with 84 minutes of hold time from AmeriGas. So my third account is with Thompson Gas or ER Energy, $3.91. Somebody else said they just recently paid $3.89. And then down on the thread on this wellness page, somebody said I just paid $3.99 or got a quote for $3.99. That's outrageous. Every one of the trucks that takes propane, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, same with gasoline or with diesel, all these trucks come from that Richmond plant. Why would, let's say I called ChemGas, it was like $3.07, but they want a $75 fee to start an account? And I'm like, go fish. $75 to get for me to pay you for fuel? That's crazy. And I think it was either, it might have been Suburban or ChemGas, I forget which one, so I don't want to call them out too hard. Suburban was $45 to start a new account and an $18 delivery fee, something like that. Hey, you know, you get up to $60+ when you're going to buy 95 gallons of propane. That's a lot different in price. It really is. But one of them, the girl says, well, are you going to be using this for heating? Are you going to be using, I said, I don't think it really matters. What was going through my mind is, I'm going to use it for none of your fucking business. I'm going to use the propane. What, do you want to know how long each one of my showers is? Come on. When I go get gas or diesel down at one of the gas stations in town, and I hand 20 or 30, 40, 50 bucks over the counter, I go, you know, I want 50 on pump one. The attendant doesn't go, where will you be driving, Mr. Wagner? It's like, really? The AmeriGas page has this ladder of logic where they want you to check boxes if you have like a water heater that's gas, or a heater that's gas, or a stove. That's none of their business. So even to get in contact, one of them had a chat window. It opens up from the side. I think it was AmeriGas. You open the chat window, and you're sitting there and it says, oh, chat is not available at this time. Thanks. So I'd have to say thank you, Thompson Gas, ER Energy, for at least answering the phone and having a local pickup where you can call. I'm assuming it's somebody from here. Maybe it rolls to Ukiah. I don't know. But I got a human pretty quick. And although the account startup costs are $45 and $75 respectively for ChemGas and Suburban, and their rates were like $337 and $307, those rates are too excessive, but I do thank them for at least picking up the phone, even if they asked a little too many questions on one of them. So there's a big difference in picking up the phone. But I don't care how pretty your smile is or how nicely you pick up the phone. If your rate is $3.91, you're out of the game, because I can fill up tanks downtown for $3.65. Granted, with tax, what is it? It's $2.65. Maybe it's $2.80. I don't know. I fill up a tank, I take it home. So I think the resolution for us was I bought a 10-gallon cylinder, and I'm going to swap our 100-gallon tank with a 10-gallon tank and start taking it to town regularly. I mean, it'll last over a month, probably a month and a half, because we hardly use any propane. But that piece of paper I just wadded up and threw on the floor, it always happens. As soon as I shop AmeriGas, Feral Gas, and now ER, what always happened before is I had AmeriGas and Feral Gas, and I would flip-flop between whoever had the better rate. And they would say, oh yeah, but we have a $20, like AmeriGas would say, we have a $20 delivery charge. So, cost, I'd end up with Feral Gas. Then like 3 weeks later, I get a postcard in the mail from AmeriGas saying, hey, as a courtesy to you, we want to waive our delivery fees. It's like, too late. I only get fueled every 6 months. Now it's almost every year since I'm on an on-demand water heater. What good is a postcard 3 weeks later after I already went to the other supplier? What good is a note from Hugh What's-His-Fuck from AmeriGas in my mailbox? What good is that? You guys don't answer your phone. So, I don't know what to tell people about getting propane, but it ain't cool. It's just not cool. Because you can buy gas everywhere. You can buy propane at the rental, at the car wash, at the Chevron station, the Red Rhino station, the whatchamacallit south of town that used to be another one of Walsh's gas places. There's plenty of places to fill up your own 5, 7, 10-gallon propane cylinders. And I just wish that the propane companies around the Fort Bragg Mendocino coast had local numbers picked up by local people where you could get your rate or drop off a payment at a local office. Especially with one of them charging $3.91 a gallon. Well, at least that one, they do have an open office, I guess. But this Ferrellgas and AmeriGas thing, I don't get it. Because I'd like to do... I mean, I'm trying to give them money for propane. I can't. It's not fair. It really sucks, too. It's like the cold season right now, and I might be out swapping a tank to a small tank because I'm that frustrated. I didn't want to have to do that. I wanted to fill my big tank and then, like, forget about it. And then say, oh, thank you, X gas company, for your great service and dependability filling up my tank. I don't get to do that. And I'm stuck. I feel like I'm backed up against a wall. And I know other people, some on the Fort Bragg Wellness thread where this propane conversation came up, and people I talk to in the field when I'm out working, they're all frustrated. It seems like everybody, nobody's really super thrilled going, we have the best propane service. And it used to be that way. We used to say, oh, I like my service. And I don't see anybody saying that right now. So, yeah, I'm a dick. Okay, because I'm saying this stuff. But it's hard to do business around here. I can make a whole nother video why it's really hard right now with like electrical supplies and some other items locally to actually buy things off the shelf locally because the retailers don't give two shits about keeping certain things stocked. And then they wonder, oh, you know, why are our sales down? Because I just went to Amazon and bought 200 amp electrical panels the last 8 times I needed one in the last couple months. Because